Good day to all of you. So we are here for our second week of online lecture on aptitude, which you all know that comes under employment enhancement skill. So this week also the pattern of the class will be very much same as last week. So first you will have this lecture on aptitude, and this will be followed by your assignment in Google Classroom. You will get the assignment in Google Classroom and submit via that. And finally, you have to go for the IMCRP test. Now, all the detailed instructions are already given in the Google Classroom, which you can get about the instructions and the timings there. Okay. So now, and another thing, before we start for the today's class, the attendance. Now, the attendance you have to give in the comment box, and also you will get the attendance of course through IMCRP test, but that will be considered only when you give your attendance in the comment box now. And after this pre-recorded lecture, basically I will be live for 5 to 10 minutes. At that time also you need to give your attendance in the chat box, and that live streaming will be there just to clear your doubts and queries. So you can put up your any doubt clearance or any queries or comments or whatsoever, but at the same time you must not forget to give your attendance. Please remember that otherwise the IMCRP attendance will not be considered. This is a strict instruction from the management. And also please put the attendance in the prescribed format as section, roll number, and then your full name. All these instructions are, once again I repeat, have been given in the Google Classroom. Please follow them strictly. Okay, so now let us come for today's lecture. So we had been taking the aptitude classes since some time, and we have already finished the syllabus. But now today's class, what I want to focus is some techniques in which you can tackle any aptitude question in a much smarter and faster way. We all know that time is the main challenge when you go for any aptitude test. Otherwise, the syllabus, the problems what you have, basically, everybody, I'm sure, can solve all these questions in the traditional method. And that we have done, we have practiced already a lot of problems. So today's class, I would like to give you some tips or tricks, whatever you call, in which you can tackle some of these questions in a much faster way, quicker way. Okay, actually I will divide it in this way, that aptitude questions, if we talk about the problem solving techniques for aptitude questions, I will divide it into 4 ways. The first one is the traditional method, which you all know, and that is what we had been doing all these days. Even you had been doing in your childhood days, in your school days. Now the second, third and fourth, these are some tricks or tips in which you can do it in a much quicker way. Now the second one is use of basic knowledge and concepts. Instead of using the direct formula, we will use some basic concepts and some intuition. The third one is substitution method, where basically we will substitute the options and try to see that which one fits, which fits the best. And the third one is analytical, or more rightly I should write it as elimination method, where basically instead of finding out the correct solution, we try to find out which one is the wrong answer. Sometimes this is much quicker. We try to check the options and eliminate the wrong answer. So then if we have eliminated all the wrong answers, what we are left with, that is of course the correct option. Now, how do we explain these things? How do we see into this thing? So for now, I will take up some problems and explain the methods from number 2 to 4. Traditional method is of course something which applies to any question you are given. And so now what we are going to do is I will take up some questions. I will first look into the traditional method, and then we will see that which one of this 2, 3, 4 we can apply to get a quicker solution. Okay, so let us look into this question. This question number 1, this I have taken from compound interest. So let me read the question once. What will be the compound interest on a sum of rupees 25,000 after 2 years at the rate of 12% per annum? And you have the options here A, B, C, D. A is 6,000, B is 5,500, C is 6,360 and D is 6,500. Now, before going to the smarter ways, first let us look into the traditional method. And of course, traditional method means we will use our very well-known compound interest formula. I hope everybody remembers. So let me write down the compound interest formula. So what is the compound interest formula? This is, of course, amount minus the principal. And what was the amount? This was P 1 plus R by 100 to the power n minus P. Or I can write it as P 1 plus R by 100 to the power n minus 1. And I hope everybody remembers the terminologies. So P is your principal, R is the rate of interest, n is the time. So now if we want to solve by the traditional method, we will put the values, nothing else. So P is 25,000 and now 1 plus R is 12. So 12 by 100 to the power 2 minus 1. Now, if we have to solve this now, of course you can do it, but please remember that your aptitude tests in all competitive exams, you will not be allowed to use your calculator. So you have to do it on pen and paper. So it takes a little bit time. So we can try 2500 and this is what? 1 plus 0.12. So 1.12 whole square minus 1. So you can do your calculations. I'm skipping the steps. I mean, everybody can do it. So what answer you are going to get will be 6360. So that means C is going to be your right answer. Now, what alternate strategy we can do to get the answer in a quicker way? Because actually the writing the formula and doing all the calculations, if you see that it will take you almost 2 minutes. At least 1.5. So what else I can do? Now, if you remember the basic concept of effective interest, we can use this. Basically, compound interest is nothing but effective interest. And if you remember the formula for effective interest, if you have two interests A and B, the effective interest is A plus B plus A multiplied with B by 100. So here your interest each year is 12. So A is 12 and B is also 12. Now, of course, there may be problems where the interest rate varies from year to year. In those cases, you know, you can, I mean, AB will be different. Now it is 12 plus 12. 12 into 12 everybody can write. So I think this answer we can write in a more quicker fashion. So this is 24 plus 1.44. Let me write it for your clarification. So this is 25.44. So this is your percentage of effective interest, and that what is also gives you the percentage of compound interest. So now therefore, what is your compound interest? That will be 2500 with you have to calculate now from the principal 25,000. Okay, so now if you do the exact calculation, 25.44% of 2500, you will see it is 6300. You can just easily check that 25.44% of 25,000 is 6300. But now you will say that yes, 25,000 into this again you need a little bit time to do the calculation. So most of the times we can do an approximation. So if we approximate this comes to 25%. So if I do that, so 25% of 25,000, 25 into 25, we all, I hope, remember 625. So this is going to come as 6250. Now you will say that it does not match with the exact answer. Of course, it does not match with the exact answer because we have given a approximation. We have lowered down 25.44 to 25. So if you look into the options, that means basically your answer is slightly lower than the actual answer. And so which is the closest one here? You see it is 6300. So that is the right option. And in this way you can save some time. Even without pen and paper, without your calculator, you can quickly arrive at the answer. This should not take more than say 20 to 30 seconds, whereas the actual calculations will take around 1.5 to 2 minutes. Okay, now one question you may put that this formula had A and B and we did A plus B plus and this formula, right? So this was for 2 years. If the same question is asked for 3 years, what will you do? Do I have another formula? But you can repeat this basically. So this 25.44, so A is now becomes for 2 years 25.44 and B becomes again 12, and now you can repeat your calculations. Now we did not again take 20.44, 25 plus 12, here 25 into 12 by 100, and you can easily arrive at the answer for 3 years and you can continue. Okay, so I hope it's clear. If you have any doubt, you can please write in the comment box now also, or when I am in the live session, you can just tell me the question number and put your related questions. So this is your method which I put as number 2, use of basic knowledge as concepts. I have shown you both by the traditional method as well as this by this basic concepts. Okay. So now I will go over to the next question for today, and this is a question on ages. So let me read the question carefully. Present ages of Samir and Anand are in the ratio of 5:4 respectively. 3 years hence, the ratio of their ages will become 11:9 respectively. What is Anand's present age? Now once again, before looking into a smarter way, quicker way, first I go for the traditional method which we used to do in the class. So what will you do? Okay, of course, because it's in the ratio of 5:4, we may take that the ages are 5x and 4x for Samir and Anand. So after 3 years, Samir becomes 5x plus 3 and Anand becomes 4x plus 3. So after 3 years, the ratio is 11:9. So we frame an equation, 5x plus 3 by 4x plus 3 equal to 11 by 9. So now what will you do? You will solve this equation. And if you solve this equation, I'm not showing those steps because everybody can do it. You will actually get x equal to 6. Now x equal to 6 means Samir's age is 4x becomes 24. That means A is your correct option now. So this is the traditional method. Now here, because you have to frame the equation and again solve this, so even it's not very much time consuming, but still it will take at least 40-45 seconds, if not a minute, to solve this. So now let us see a quicker way what we can do otherwise. Now for this, now I will go for the third method, substitution method. So what is a substitution method? Basically, we will try to substitute the answers and see which can fit. Now see, the present ages of Samir and Anand are in the ratio of 5:4 and we are looking for Anand's age. So 5:4, so it's obvious that Anand's age must be a multiple of 4. I hope you understand. 5:4, so definitely it should be a multiple of, it can be 4 or it can be any multiple of 4, right? So now, since it has to be a multiple of 4, which options can fit? If we substitute, now see 24 is a multiple of 4, so this can be an answer. 27, no, this is eliminated. 40 can be also an answer and 28 can also be an answer. So now, to see that which of these 3 now fits, we have to look into the second clue, which tells that after 3 years, the ratio will become 11:9. Now, if 24 was the correct answer for Anand's age, after 3 years, 24 plus 3 So this becomes 27. Now 27 is, so now Anand's age has to be a multiple of 9. So therefore, does it fit? Yes, 27 is a multiple of 9. So therefore, this is the right answer. 24 is the right answer. Okay. So see that how quickly, just in 5 to 10 seconds, we have reached this answer. Now you say, yes, what about 40 and 38? If you want to check, you can check that they are not, because if 40 we had taken as the right answer, 43 is not a multiple of 9. Even 28 plus 3, 31, that is also not a multiple of 9. So of course these are also eliminated and 24 is the right answer. So now I hope we can really see that how quickly, just in 5 or 10 seconds, we can reach to this answer 24. Okay. So the next question for today, this is a simplification question. Find x in the following equation. X square plus 79 square equal to 172 square minus 88 square minus 8203. So this is your equation. So we have to find x. Now, if you would have used your calculator, you can get it in a few seconds, the answer. But again, once again, assuming that you are not allowed to use your calculator, which is the usual practice in any aptitude test, how we can do it in a quicker manner instead of really solving the squares. You have to find the squares and solve the equation. That will take quite an amount of time without your calculator, unless and until you know again some quicker versions of calculating of squares. So let us try something else. And for this, the method what we will follow is the unit digit method. So what is that unit digit method? So basically we will follow the digit in the units place in all the numbers or the quantities present in the equation and try to get something from here. Okay, sorry, I didn't write the options here. So let us suppose the options here are 89, 86, 93 and 74. Okay, see, now say, so what we see, the unit digit 79 square. Now we know that if we square a number with 9 in the units place, what will come at the units place? It will be always 1. 9 into 9 is 81. Even if you have 19 into 19, you will have a 1. You can check, it will be always 1. Similarly, if we now come to this 172, 2 is in the units place, and if you square a number with 2 in the units place, it's always 4. When you come to 88, it's 8. Again, it is 8 into 8, we know 64. It's always 4. And this side, it is 3. That's just a direct number. Okay, so if you look into the right hand side, the units place, 4 minus 4, I write below, there's no space above. 4 minus 4, this is 0. And we have a 3. What is 0 minus 3? Now don't tell it's minus 3. You know, when we subtract 0 minus 3, we have to borrow a 1. So it's 10 minus 3. So that means we are now having 7 in the units place of the right hand side. And in the left hand side, we have what is x is unknown, and for 79 square, this is 1. So that means your x square, what it will have in the units place? Of course, it is 6. 6 plus 1 is 7. So now we have to search for that number which can have 6 in the units place after squaring it. So what are the options? Now, as we told, we will look for an elimination. So it is 89. 89 square, it cannot be. 86 square, yes, it is possible. It can give you 36. 93 square, it also cannot be. And now it is 74. Yes, 74 might be. So if we have basically an option like this, 2 gets eliminated. We have to think of this or this. If I just change a little bit this 74, if say this was 75, then this also directly gets eliminated and we can say that 86 is our answer. So maybe my explanation has taken you a little bit of time, but if you do it quickly, just quickly go on writing the digits in the units place, you can get this answer also in 15 to 20 seconds. Now yes, if this was actually 74, then maybe you need a little bit more to think, because then 86 or 74, both we could not eliminate all, both remains. So in that case again, you have to think a little bit more. Okay, but otherwise if you have a question like this, you can really eliminate it very quickly. Okay, so this is all what I wanted to say today about this 3 methods of using basic concepts, substitution, elimination, which can replace the traditional method in a much quicker way. And now how do you understand which one to use for which question? Of course, there is no other alternative than to practice. Only by practice and experience you will learn to know that which method we can now use instead of the traditional method to save our time. Okay, so that's all for today. Some more tips will come in the next week class. So now we will stop this and I will come live. So please join in the live session, give your attendance and put up your queries, doubts or whatsoever in this session. Okay, so goodbye.